Hello, NCAC sports fans, and welcome back to another episode of This Week in the NCAC. I'm your host, Brett Billhart. On this week's show, we'll celebrate the achievements of those winter and spring sports student athletes who were named NCAC Athletes of the Week in their respective sports for the week ending on Sunday, February the 23rd. We'll open this week's show on the hardwood by celebrating our final NCAC men's and women's basketball Player of the Week selections for the 2013-14 season. In women's basketball, Ohio Wesleyan junior Lenise McCray led the Bishops to a pair of conference wins last week against Oberlin 63-57 and the nation's top-ranked team DePaul 65-64. The junior from Youngstown, Ohio, scored 5 points during a crucial 9-0 run and hit a pair of timely hoops down the stretch to help OU secure the 6-point win over the Yeowomen on Wednesday. McCray then added 18 points and 8 rebounds in OU's thrilling upset victory over DePaul on Saturday afternoon. The win marks the first time on record that Ohio Wesleyan has defeated the number 1 team in the nation, and also ended DPU's 58-game winning streak and 77-game regular season winning streak. The weekly award in men's basketball went to Wittenberg senior post Scott Mason, who posted his 11th and 12th double-doubles of the season in a pair of wins over Kenyon 80-71 and Hiram 86-60. Mason, a native of New Carlisle, Ohio, and a graduate of Bethel High School, scored 22 points and grabbed 14 rebounds against the Lords, and then added 24 points and 10 boards against the Terriers. Mason became the 32nd player in program history to surpass 1,000 career points in the win over Hiram. In 56 minutes of action on the week, Mason shot 10 of 14 from the field and a blistering 26 of 30 from the free throw line, to go along with 24 rebounds and 5 assists. With the 2013-14 NCAC basketball regular season now complete, the fields for the 2014 NCAC basketball tournaments are now set. In women's basketball, DePaul secured the tournament's top seed and its third straight league championship with a 15-1 record against league foes. They were followed by Ohio Wesleyan at 12-4 as the number 2 seed, Denison at 11-5 as the 3rd seed, Kenyon at 10-6 in the 4th seed position, Wittenberg at 9-7 as the 5th seed, Allegheny at 8-8 as the 6th seed, Oberlin at 4-12 as the 7th seed, and Worcester at 2-14 as the 8th seed. In the men's basketball tournament, Worcester clinched the top seed and its 16th conference championship after posting a record of 16-2 against league foes this winter. DePaul, Ohio Wesleyan, and Wittenberg followed the Fighting Scots in a 3-way tie for second with identical 13-5 records, while Kenyon was 5th at 9-9, Denison was 6th at 8-10, Wabash was 7th at 7-11, and Oberlin was 8th at 4-14. The 3-way tie for second place was broken for seeding purposes only, with DePaul earning the tournament's number 2 seed, Wittenberg the number 3, and Ohio Wesleyan the 4th seed. NCAC basketball tournament action begins tonight, February the 25th, with quarterfinal matches at the site of the top seeds in each gender. Winners of tonight's games will advance to the semifinals on Friday at the site of the highest remaining seed to emerge from the quarterfinal round for each gender. Semifinal games will be played at 6 and 8 p.m., with the host institution playing in the 8 p.m. time slot. The championship games will be played on Saturday night at 7 p.m. at the same site as the semifinals. Fans note, should one institution host both the men's and women's Final Fours, the women's semifinals will be played on Thursday and the men's on Friday in the same 6 and 8 time slots. The women's championship would then be played at 3 p.m. on Saturday, followed by the men's game at 7 p.m. And for more information on the 2014 NCAC basketball tournaments, you can access both genders' tournament websites by navigating to the homepage of the NCAC website. And we'll now shift our attention to the indoor track and field circuit and recognize our Athlete of the Week award winners for both genders. The first men's award for distance and middle distance events went to Allegheny sophomore Ben Plore, who shined for the Gators at the Kent State Tune-Up. Plore, a native of Penobscot, Maine, and a graduate of George Stevens Academy, posted the fastest 800 time by an NCAC student-athlete this season and was the highest Division III finisher in the event at the Kent State Tune-Up with a time of 1:54.09. The weekly award for sprint and hurdle events went to Wabash junior Ronnie Postauer after he helped the Little Giants capture the team title at DePauw's Indoor Classic. Postauer, who resides in Ladoga, Indiana, posted the sixth fastest time in the nation to date in the 60-meter hurdles with a winning time of 8.19 seconds. And the final men's award for field events went to Wabash junior Derek D. St. Jean, who won both throwing events at the DPU Indoor Classic. De St. Jean, a resident of St. John's, Indiana, posted a personal best toss of 55 feet in the weight throw and then posted a season best effort of 49 feet, 9 1/4 inches in the shot put. The first women's award for distance and middle distance events went to Allegheny senior Christina Martin, who was the top Division III finisher in the 3,000-meter run at the Kent State Tune-Up. Martin, a native of Holly, New York, placed third overall in the event after crossing the line in 10:21.63. The Women's Award for Sprint and Hurdle events went to Ohio Wesleyan freshman Paige Springhetti, who helped guide the Bishops to a second-place finish at the Kenyon College Classic with a pair of individual second-place finishes. Springhetti, who resides in Medina, Ohio, and is a graduate of Highland High School, finished second in both the 200 and 400-meter dash events in 26:88 and 1:02.63, respectively. And the final women's award for the week went to Denison sophomore Aideen Brennan, who set the school record in the triple jump at the Kent State Tune-Up. Brennan, a native of Fairport, New York, and a graduate of Allendale Columbia High School, broke her own school record at Kent State with a combined triple jump leap of 36 feet, 11 1/2 inches, which was good for third place overall. With the 2014 NCAC Indoor Track and Field Championship set to take place at Denison on March 7th and 8th, the first scoring events of the championship will be conducted this weekend at Kenyon, with the men competing in the heptathlon and the women in the pentathlon. A pre-championship coaches poll for the 2014 NCAC Indoor Track and Field Championships will be released by the conference office next Monday, March the 3rd. And now let's head over to the courts and celebrate the achievements of the NCAC Men's and Women's Tennis Player of the Week selections. The weekly women's honor was awarded to DePauw Jr. Caitlin Pickerel, who played a key role in leading the Tigers to a 3-0 record last week. The Tigers topped Olivet Nazarene 7-2 on Thursday before earning a pair of 9-0 triumphs over Principia and NCAC West foe Ohio Wesleyan over the weekend. Pickerel, who resides in Kettering, Ohio, went 2-0 on the week in the number 4 singles position and also teamed with junior Julie Whitwer for a 3-0 record at number 3 doubles. NCAC women's tennis teams continue non-conference action this week, highlighted by DePauw hosting the ITA Indoor Nationals in Greencastle, Indiana, March 1st through the 2nd. In men's tennis, Denison junior Casey Sempri garnered the weekly award after compiling an overall record of 6-0 to lead the Big Red at the Mary Washington Invitational in Fredericksburg, Virginia. Sempri, a native of Worthington, Ohio, picked up all 3 of his singles victories in the number 4 position, while his 3 doubles wins came with senior teammate Andrew Marzak at the number 2 position. The Big Red went 2-1 overall at the 2-day event in Virginia, picking up a 7-2 win over 20th-ranked North Carolina Wesleyan and an 8-1 victory over Vassar, with their only loss coming against number 28 Mary Washington by a 6-3 margin. NCAC men's tennis squads also continue non-conference action in the week ahead, led by a tri-match featuring Allegheny, Wabash, and Case on Saturday in Cleveland, Ohio. And finally, we'll wrap up this week's show by heading outside to celebrate the accomplishments of this week's NCAC Men's Lacrosse Player of the Week award winner. Denison sophomore goalie Chris Thomas collected the weekly honor after he helped lead the 15th-ranked Big Red to an 11-9 victory over number 14 Washington and Lee on Saturday in Lexington, Virginia. Thomas, a native of Cockeysville, Maryland, and a graduate of Loyola Blakefield High School, posted a career-high 15 saves in the 2-goal victory. He secured 9 saves in the first half and 4 more in the pivotal fourth quarter, which saw DU outscore the Generals by a 3-1 margin. In 60 total minutes of action in the game, Thomas held WNL to a 1-for-3 showing on man-up opportunities and tallied a .625 save percentage. There are 10 more non-conference men's lacrosse games on the schedule this week, while the first conference game of the season is slated for Sunday, March 2nd, when Worcester plays host to Denison at 1 p.m. And fans, as always, for up-to-date news, stats, and standings from around the North Coast Athletic Conference, you can log on to our website at www.northcoast.org. Also, be sure to follow us on Twitter at NCAC, as well as like us on Facebook. And for the entire conference staff, I'm Brett Billhart, and thanks for watching.